Hello there and welcome to a chat about knit 11. My name is Michelle and I am your knitting friend with chronic pain. Yeah, I'm Michelle, I am 27 years old. I am behind by Michelle Knapman here on YouTube, on TikTok and on Instagram as well. And I am a crafter in many ways, but mostly knits. I'm based in Denmark, if I didn't say that already, and yeah, I love creating all sorts of stuff. And today it's been 2 weeks since the last time that I made an episode, and I've actually made a few things since the last time, but I've also just been knitting on some larger projects that have really taken up my time. So you know, most of the things I've actually done is quite small projects. I have a pair of socks, and then some really small items, some crochet and a little self-draft, completely new things that you haven't seen at all. But before we get into all of that stuff and my 3 whips, I have this one on today, and this is my Alesuk trøje, or Alesuk cardigan by Linka Neumann, from her, I think it's a Wilderness Sweaters part 2, otherwise she has the Alesuk in part 1, I'm really sure. She might have both of them in there. I'll figure out for you, I write it on the screen. I have knitted this one in Sandnes Fritzesgarn. I made it last year, I want to say. I maybe have made it early this year, I'm not completely sure. Early this year or last year. And it's just a really nice oversized cardigan. It has these cute buttons in. I have found this, oh, it's a plastic button, but it's super cute, I think. I found that one in my mum's old button drawer, and then I went out and found a lot of other wooden buttons, because of course we didn't have exactly enough. I think all of the buttons my mum had, we were missing one, even with this one not matching. So I ended up going out and buying these really cute, nice wooden buttons. I really like them, they're nice, and like all of them are a bit different because it seems like they are really wood. So yeah, I have made this one in a lot of colours, as you can see, and I really like that. And this is just like my go-to at home cozy cardigan. I just put this over basically everything and just lounge around in it. I really love it, and I'm really glad about it. I do have, it's steeked, I might say that. This one is steeked, so you knit it in the round and then you steek it. And one of my favourite parts, actually, one of the things I think is cool, is that you have the pick of colour from your colour work here, because you knit sort of like an extra little band in here that you sew down, and then this one peek out. I do have one thread that has actually let go, if you can see that, but because it's sort of felted already, even though I don't think I washed it since I blocked it, it's sort of felted with me wearing it, so it doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. So I have been considering to perhaps just give it a little extra felting with the needle, but I just generally think this is a wonderful wonderful oversized cardigan. Though as it is oversized, it is mainly homeware. I'm going to see how long I can have it on. I just took it on again because the sun disappeared, but right before I actually weren't wearing it because it turned out to be really warm. I'm out in my greenhouse again. Am I a bit crooked actually? Oh, that's funny. Is that better? There, that's more. Right, yeah. No, I'm out in my greenhouse again. The weather is kind of nice today. I have the door open, but when the sun comes out from behind, the clouds behind right now, I do think it's going to be a bit warm. But we'll see. Unless I'm going to take it off with just one thing I'm going to try on later. But yeah, this is what I'm wearing right now. Finished objects. Let's start with the one that you actually seen. Last time, 2 weeks ago, I showed you my tennis cable socks. These are it. Oh, cabled tennis socks. Look at that, so pretty. They are done now. They haven't been washed and blocked yet, but I don't think they're going to change that much. I've worn them, I've tried them on, tried them out, and they're really nice. It's a self-draft, and I think it turned out pretty nice. I really like the cable. I like the tennis stripes that just, you know, inspired by Penrose. I needed some tennis stripes in my life as well. I did not use all of my leftover wool that I hoped when I started them. I made them from the let's say Drops Fabel Sockyarn in colour 212. Sorry, 121, 121, and then in some leftover yellow Jawoll, and I actually still have a fair bit left. I could have used a bit more because on the heel here I did a reinforced heel with a slip stitch, and I don't know, I just thought that the cables that I have here were using quite a lot more yarn than they did, and I apparently didn't really take into account how many stitches I was actually having on this sock. I think I have 68 stitches. I decided to halve the stitches on the heel, so the half of 68, that's 34, and I then decided to halve that. I didn't need to. They are fine, but I definitely didn't need to. I could have had a little bit wider heel and had no fit problems at all. I would have used some more yarn. I don't know. They turned out really nice, I think. I don't have really much. I did talk about them last time. I've knitted them on 2.5mm, and last but not least, the price of this. I used a teeny tiny bit over one skein, but honestly, I'm pretty sure if I taken a row or two off, it wouldn't be too bad. But for one skein, let's say for one skein of the Fabel, I paid 19.2 Danish crowns, and that is round €2.5 and 2.8 US dollars. So, and then because the yellow is left over, fairly cheap. And I have a shorter pair of socks left in the other Drops Fabel ball that I bought, because as I knit from two at the time, I bought two balls and I just used one for each, and I'm going to do that with the next pair of socks as well. It was on purpose that I bought two, because I knew I wanted to do some more of like with a base and then some scraps in it, just like this one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have one thing. Last time I talked about that I wanted to use Jawoll's, that is the contrast colour I used. They usually have this little spool of extra yarn inside, or a reinforced yarn, I don't really know completely, that people use for the heels and the toes. And I didn't use that. I did plan on it, but when I took it out I only had one, at least one I could find, and it's on a plastic spool, which means that I couldn't really easily draw from both ends, and as I knitted both the heel and the toes at the same time, that would have forced me to change my way, and I was not really in the mood to do that. So that's not in it. I'm just gonna patch them up if they break. It's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, these are my first finished objects. My first finished object. I don't know, is it an object or an object? It's two socks, but it's a pair. Whatever. They're done. Next up, I have had, from my George's top that I showed you last time, I still have this entire ball left over, but I've had some leftover just from that, and from that shirt from the last ball that I had opened, and I decided to make a little bow, my remarkable studded slip. As always, I have my remarkable down here telling me everything that I have written down, because I probably would forget something, and this way is my way to avoid it. But yeah, I have made a little bow. I'm calling it the simple bow. This is a cute little self-draft, and I have put a little bobby pin on mine so that I can easily put it in my hair somewhere, and I made it out of the leftovers from my George's top, and it is Lana Cotton 212. This is the 212, and it's colour 1448, and I just really find it cute. I actually decided to, when I did this, to write down what I would do, because I thought, you know, if they're cute, I want to make more. Plus I have, and I had for a long time, had a dream about doing patterns, and I've actually made a pattern, and I showed it on my TikTok, and some people really wanted to test it, so I have opened up for a test knit of this little cute one. The cool thing about it is that the pattern that I have tried to write down is not for a specific yarn size. This is just, you know, the original, so to say. It's very easy to go up or go down in yarn size and needle size as well, and in that way make a bigger or smaller bow. The only thing is, of course, a bigger bow would probably take more yarn. This one weighs 6 grams. I'm pretty sure 6 to 10 grams. I've said. My scale says 6. I don't know why I doubt it, but it's a kitchen scale. So, you know. But apparently 6 grams is this little one. So yeah, I want to say that I've written it both in English and in Danish. I have a few people testing out the English pattern, but if you want to bring along, if you want to catch up and be a part of it, I would love that. I will make a little link to like little Google Sheets down below, and you can sign on. It's just so I know who's in it and who's not, if you want to be in the Danish or the English pattern. I don't have anybody testing the Danish pattern, so that I wouldn't mind having some to do, though otherwise I'll figure it out. But yeah, can't say anything specific about when it's becoming, and when it, well, I can't say anything specific about when it will be coming out, though I have set testing period for a few weeks, just so that I can, you know, also have an ending and perhaps have people look through what I will have to be, what I want to be finalized, and come with final like thoughts. I have already seen the first one who made it, and she put it on her dog's collar, and it was so cute. So I really love it, and it's the perfect scrappy project, and I'm probably gonna make quite a few more. I'm thinking of having one as well that instead of a bobby pin, it's gonna be on a hair tie. You know, perhaps some in some red colours that will be perfect for decorating for Christmas, and you know, all sorts of stuff like that. So this is my simple bow. And speaking about Christmas, I have a friend who's been crocheting Christmas decorations, and it's so cute. And she showed me the book last year actually, and this year she continued on, and I don't know, I got caught by it. Now I feel like, okay, I need to follow her, because she bought book number 2 because they just made a book 2. I actually started out by going online and buying the pattern for these little acorns out of crochet, and I've made 5. These are those that I'm actually most happy with and has like the most size that makes sense. I've made some oversized ones as well, but these are like the ones that I would decorate with. They're like cool autumn but also Christmas decorations, and I don't know, it really got me hooked on, so I had to buy this book, Crochet Classic Christmas Decorations. Yeah, what it translates to. It's called Häckler Klassisk Julepynt, and it's by Heidi B. Johannesson and Pia H. Johannesson. It's the people behind KreaDeluxe, a Danish brand as well. And they have made this book with all sorts of cute crocheted decorations. And all of them has 3 different they have 3 different difficulties, yeah, levels of that, and they have made so much Christmas hearts, the drums that I showed you. Here's some more, the hearts. I think they're so cute. This is, I don't know about other countries, but I'm not that much into other countries celebrating Christmas and what they have. This is very Danish, I would say. This is a Christmas bell. Super cute. And yeah, this book is filled. They also have Christmas baubles, different sorts. This one is really cute. This really cute with a little, I don't know what it's called, but so cute, with some decorations on it, some embroidery. And these were the ones that my friends were making and that I had to make too. So classic Christmas decoration is what I've been crocheting. And so first of all I made these acorns in this tan, beige, and then dark brown, or yeah, dark brown, and I really like them. These are made on 2.5mm, and so are the drums that I'm going to show you, but I am going to make some acorns, I think, on a 2mm as well. Then I made some drums. This was my first drum. It's a bit uneven, I think, but it's alright. I told my boyfriend he could have it to work if he wanted, because I said I wasn't completely satisfied with it. But this was number 1. See if I can hide behind it here. Then I worked a bit more. I tightened up my stitch gauge, because I figured out that my ends were actually a bit too big. Plus I assembled it a bit differently, and that's because I realized when I made number 2, which is this one, that I have actually assembled it a bit wrong, though nothing too noticeable. So this is the second, and I think it's cute. It does the white does show a little bit on each side. It has some cardboard, some thin cardboard, and some fluff, well, I would say fluff, you know, the pillow fill-in inside as well. I have to transfer straight over into my whips. I am still working on one. I have the bases for another one, and I need to crochet the red part and the gold part and assemble it all. I'm gonna make, I don't know, 6 or 12 of each thing, I think, because I really wanted to decorate a Christmas tree with it. And I want to be able to as well perhaps hang some around the house in time. I'm not going to be able to have all this ready by Christmas because I do still want to knit. But that's like, I'm still working on these, and I think it's going to be such a cute thing to have Christmas decorations on my tree that is handcrafted and crocheted and knitted and stuff like that. I am looking into knitting some of the things as well, like Christmas baubles or balls. I want to knit some of them. I want to make some of the crocheted Christmas hearts and a lot of other stuff from the book. I just want to try it. But yeah, those were my finished objects, as well as like the beginning of my whips. Oh, perhaps I just want to tell you, I am knitting or crocheting all of these Christmas decorations in just regular 4/8 cotton, and I'm using Lurex gold yarn. It's this, it seems like it's actually is almost like a crocheted chain thingy. It's a chain yarn, at least it feels like. It's 100% polyester. Good. Finished object done. Now done. And whips on. Besides the Christmas decorations, I have the rest is knitting. All of the rest is knitting. And all the things I showed you last time, I have not casted on anything new, which is wild. I was planning on casting on some socks, but I still haven't done anything to the yarn. I still need to find my Swift. But I want to show you how far I've gotten, because I've gotten really far. First thing I want to show you is my wrap dress, and that's the one that I want to show you on. It's not on the biggest needles right now, so I can't completely show it, but I can show half of it. Let's see, because I just finished my knitted band here, and I don't know, I did consider if I should go down a size, or if I think I need to pick this, but I think back. I need to remove the band here. I have knitted on a double, or what? No, it's just me. I've knitted on today, actually. I think you saw it in the beginning, this double knitted band. I only have half. I'm going to knit the other half now, because I want it to end at the ends. I'm going to take this off and take my sweater on my cardigan again. Okay. I have I started it here at the back. That is because I want this button band with no buttons in. I want this band to go down and actually connect with a band that's going to come from the middle. If you remember my drawing, my sketch, I want to have a band in the middle that's going to be the one that you tie around. And I wanted to see if I can make it seamlessly go into my button band here, or my band that I have around. That is my plan. I picked up the stitches for this site this morning, and I have just finished knitting it before I started filming now. and I really like it. I was considering going down a quarter to half a millimeter, or not a quarter to half millimeter, but yeah, quarter to half a millimeter. I've considered going down. So instead of doing the band on a size 3mm, I was considering doing on 275 or 2.5. But first of all, I couldn't find my second needle of 275, and I just remember that this the height is the same. But now that I'm looking at it, I can see that it's easily gonna pull. So I actually think it would be quite good to go down to 275 if I can find the other needle. But I'm considering doing sort of like a test and simply just knit on, because it would also make it a lot easier to not have to switch around with all the needle sizes, because that I have a tendency to forget to change up again. And then I want to start, next thing I want to do is I want to start here at the side. This is the middle of the side on the underarm. I want to start from here and do a button band or a band down here as well, and knit all the way over here, and then see if I can connect them pretty and make them the same size. Because that's going to be like the band between the top and the skirt, and as well as this place is going to be where the hole is going to be, which is why I want to start here. The hole where you know, when you tie a wrap dress, you usually tie one underneath the front and out, and I want to have that opportunity on both sides, which is why I can start here and double knit all the way out, and do the same at the other side, and then knit the back part on its own, make a little extra stitch just to make sure the hole between isn't going to be too big, and then I can pick up stitches along that band and make that into the skirt part. Though I am considering, as my height of stitches is, I need more stitches to make 5 centimeters. I need more rows to make 5 centimeters than I need stitches to make 5 centimeters. So I have to figure that out. I think it's 4 to 6 stitches I need per 5 centimeters. So I do think I have to go back and forth a few times once in a while, but perhaps I can manage to do that only on the back part. But that's also going to make it a bit extra exciting for me to pick up stitches for the skirt part. Though I do want a very voluminous skirt, so perhaps it wouldn't mind. It's alright to pick up more stitches, because I'm going to need more stitches all in all, and that's just going to mean that I don't have to increase that much. But yeah, this is my wrap dress, and it is, last time I think I just connected underneath the arms, so I have made quite some progress. And for next time, you know, it's going to be a little bit a little easy, because it's going to be right at the center where where there's going to be some completely different kind of knitting, so that's going to be very visible to see how far I've gotten. All in all, besides the fact that this is a self-draft, let's just sit. This is also knit in. This is knit in Hjertegarn as well. This is Lana Cotton 212, the same as my bow and my George's top, and the color is 5511. It's this really beautiful green. It has like 2 types of green that has been spun together a lighter and a darker green. I think it's really cool. When I look really close at it, I can really see the two colors, but when you get further away, you just see this green color. It's really cool. As I've said the other times, this dress is a part of a Danish knitting influencer, YouTuber, all that sort of stuff, called Lommen Full of Ull, who is having a cal dress that's called Simming Kjole. And she just tells you to start knitting a dress from September 1st and then knit on it, and then the cal itself ends at November 3rd, I think, though you don't have to be finished by that, which I'm really glad about, because I don't think I'll be finished. As this was the little part of the dress. This was like the smallest part. Next up is the skirt part, and when I'm done with the skirt part, depending on how much I have left, I perhaps want to make some sleeves. And yeah, I'm knitting it on 3mm needles, and yeah, it's going really well, I think. I in the beginning had a really hard time seeing that I got anywhere, seeing progress, but because I haven't had to think back so much, I've really been feeling like it's going places. So that is my first knit whip. My second knit whip you also saw last time, funny, and it is this one. Let's just make sure that I'm not doing anything I'll regret. This is my Svivel Sweater. Love the name. I'm not going to take it on today because that's going to be hard, as I am knitting the sleeves and they are on one needle, one large needle. And that is basically the progress from last time to this time. I had just collected under the arms last time. I knitted this finished, and I have knitted an entire skein of yarn on each sleeve, but I am missing yarn, and I am so unlucky that I haven't been able to find. I've been searching around for the same yarn to see if other people had it. I unfortunately don't have a yarn supplier near me who has this, and I honestly just haven't asked any of the websites if I was lucky that they had my same dye lot in. It's this Rauma Vams in colour 051. And I have dye lot 125, and I bought enough, I thought. I did not. And unfortunately the yarn store that I bought it from has closed. This was part of a closing sale that I bought it. But a Danish app called Recraft, a place where you can resell your leftover yarn. I found a woman who to begin with didn't have her dye lot written on, and I was like, oh, I could see she had the banderole, the label on still, so I could figure out the dye lot, and I asked her if I was so lucky that it was dye lot 125 as well as mine. She got back to me and said no, it was 126, dye lot after. And the other one that had some for sale was as well dye lot 126. So the woman that I've been writing with, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope it matches enough. And just before I started filming, actually, I got a message that it had arrived down at the local gas station where I can come and pick it up. So I'm very excited to see if it matches, and I really hope, because this is the only skein I have left, and I really wanna do some of this colour work up here. I really wanna have it at the sleeves and at the bottom, but then I need more blue because otherwise my only other really option was to change to the grey already now completely, and then just hope that it will look okay with a grey bottom and grey bottom sleeves as well. I don't really want to do that. So I'm hoping, I'm very excited. And yeah, I said last time I had redone the top part multiple times, but the rest of it has been pretty straightforward. Nothing really changes. I've just been knitting the sleeves straight up and down, no increases, no decreases, just as is. And then I'm going to decrease more rapidly. It's not that big of a sleeve, so it's not going to be that rapidly, but more rapidly at the bottom just before the cuff, so that I can have this part of the pattern repeated, because here it's increases in the pattern, so I can turn it upside down and I can decrease instead. So yeah, Rauma Vams in this blue color and in this grey color that is a 13. So 13 and 51. And I haven't really thought that I would like this this color combination at the beginning. When I bought it, I was a bit on the edge, on the fence about it, but I thought, you know what, in worst case scenario I can always buy some other colors to match, and I can just make 2 sweaters. But I really like it, and it looks really good, I think. So, project number 2. The last project was one that wasn't really anything last time, wasn't really much. It was my Polarbarn Plaid, my Polarbarn Plaid by Linka Neumann, only mine is heavily modified. I have it down here. Oh, yeah. Should we just show you? I'm just going to show a part of it because it's quite wide. This is half the size. It's double. I've folded it. Isn't it cute? Oh, seeing it on camera is really, really awesome. And look, the little penguins have yellow in their chins right here. It's like I bought an entire ball of yellow just to do that, two little stitches on each penguin. And this is the other side, so this is the negative side, so to say, where the colors are the opposite. I think it's so cool. This is a birthday present and a Christmas present for my brother. And in the beginning it was only from my boyfriend and me, but my parents are in on it now as well, because honestly this is quite a pricey project, because I measured this. This is 31-ish centimeters. My dear little brother, I know, loves a huge blanket. The bigger the better. And thick as well. It's gonna have some substance. And even though I'm making this in Drops Air, which I would say is a fairly price friendly blown yarn, it's costly. On my Ravelry page for this I have how much exactly yarn I used on these 32 centimeters of height, and which is the exact same repeats of the pattern that Linka Neumann asks for. It's around 1.5 meters ish, a bit more, and it's going to be a bit bigger because I'm going to make a border on it as well. So to be fair about price, we were looking at 2,500 Danish crowns, which if I just take my calculator here, 2,500 Danish crowns to 2,500. That is around $365 US, and that will be around the same in euros, a bit less if I'm not completely wrong, so that is a bit pricey. So my parents are in on it as well, so he can get himself a really delightful and very thick blanket. The colours that I am using is this blue here, and that is 16. I have it down there. The yellow ones that you really barely can see, that is 22. The beige for the mountains here, that is 26. The pearl grey, that is the background and the tummies of the penguins, that is colour 3, that's called pearl grey. And then this dark one here, that is number 6. On Ravelry it says it's black, but on the Danish label it says some sort of dark grey. I don't remember, it's some sort of grey, very dark grey. It is kind of greyish, and it's got a bit more greyish because all of the white fluff or light fluff from the grey when I knit goes over. So yeah, I'm gonna knit 5 more repeats, and on each repeat I am duplicate stitching the dark parts of the mountains, and for the future I'm going to be duplicate stitching the yellow one as well. I did try without doing that and just knitted it and it's a very long float to have because you can't catch it. It's in the middle of this, it's just inside the void of this blanket. I don't have anything to catch it with because the 2 other colours I am knitting with constantly. So I had afterwards, I have been sitting and pulling on each little one to make sure that it wasn't too tight, that it wasn't too loose. And I don't want to do that again, so I'm just going to duplicate stitch over. It's going to be a lot easier for me. It does take quite a while to duplicate stitch over this, and honestly I'm not sure if my brother's going to get it for Christmas completely done. My parents are going to get this with them for his birthday. I'm not going to be home for his birthday, so my parents are going to get this and they can give it to him and take it back again so I can continue knitting, especially because I don't have all the yarn right now. I am still missing the very dark grey, and I'm missing some beige, and I actually think those 2 I think were the ones that my yarn store didn't have on hand, and I am waiting for them to write to me and say, hey, we got it. And I don't have any more of the dark grey. I have like this much. But it's only that part of the pattern. I'm only knitting those penguins. That's my modification. I'm not doing anything else. And then I am duplicate stitches. I actually don't know if she tells you to duplicate stitch. I don't think so, because she tells you to knit it around. And my modification as well, besides, oh yeah, my modification as well is I'm double knitting, so I'm knitting on both sides. That's my very heavy modification. She knits it end around in the book, and by that you can have the float, you can catch the float all the way round on the ones that otherwise I wouldn't need as much black. But yeah, I hope that made sense. That in my head seemed like a bit it's fair. I'm done. That's what I got. I then bought a lot of yarn for that, and I bought some of the cotton yarn for my Christmas decorations, and then of course bought the book, Christmas book. I don't really, the upcoming stuff is I plan on making another bow again. I plan on making a lot more Christmas decoration and crochet, and I have plans on casting on those socks that I wanted to. So yeah, I'm just gonna knit what I got and everything, take it slow. that's done on the knitting part. If you're not into the life updates, see you some other time. Thank you for watching. But the life update is gonna be quite short, I think. I think I said that all the time and ended up being long. Not much has happened particularly. Everything's going slow and steady. I am slowly getting a routine, I think. Trying to get down to work out a bit more, but also listen to my body. And do stuff I like almost 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, let's say like a week and a half ago, a Sunday not too long ago, just after the last time I uploaded a video, I went in to see a concert with the Danish choir P-Choir. It's a all-women choir, young women, I mean, I think they have to stop when they turn 22. I think that's the upper age. And it was a concert in darkness. So when you come in, they introduce and talk a bit, and then the light is turned off. And that's when the choir gets into the stage and starts singing. And there was some sort of performer as well, who was musician, who was drumming, but not only on drums and all sorts of stuff, and a pianist and a bit more. And it was gorgeous. They took us on a trip through the forest, and in general I love that choir. They're beautiful, they sing beautiful. And that was just my mum and me, and then well, my mum's choir, actually my mum's singing a choir, and they were a trip with them, but I was with my mum. And we then got, my mum and I got picked up by my boyfriend, and the three of us went out to eat and then went home, and it was a really lovely day. And besides that, we are slowly planning a holiday and getting ready and all of that stuff. So yeah, slow and steady. So now I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's getting into sort of like a routine, I think. Let's see if I can have one more or less, though I don't know, I might at some point be interrupted by a holiday, but we'll see about that. And otherwise you can find me as always on TikTok and on Instagram at by Michelle Knapman, and I just hope to see you again. So see you soon, bye.